Imagine walking into a dealership with $30,000 in cash, feeling powerful, feeling prepared, feeling smarter than everyone else. You don't need a loan. You don't need approval. You don't need anyone's permission. You're the dream customer. Right? Wrong, because in thousands of dealerships across America, the customer with cash is often the customer who pays the most. Not because the dealer hates cash, but because the dealership has a business model most buyers never see. And once you understand how it works, you'll never negotiate for a car the same way again. In fact, the difference between saying 5 simple words and keeping your mouth shut can be worth thousands of dollars. Today, you're going to see exactly why, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why one buyer paid $2,400 more for the exact same car, while believing he got the better deal. But here's where this story gets weird. The real profit on a car sale isn't where most people think. It's not the sticker price. It's not the dealership markup. It's not even the salesperson. There's another room, another person, and another system. A system so profitable that dealerships are willing to discount the car itself just to get you into it. We'll uncover that system. We'll reveal the hidden profit layers built into almost every sale. And we'll show you the financing loophole many experienced buyers use to get a lower price without paying years of interest. But first, meet Derek and Travis. Derek and Travis live on the same street, same neighborhood, similar income, similar credit, similar goals. Last Saturday, both decided to buy a new sedan, same dealership, same model, same color, same options, same MSRP, $30,000. Travis had been preparing for years. He saved aggressively, avoided debt, built a large cash reserve. When he walked into the dealership, he felt confident. He believed cash gave him power. After all, that's what everyone says. Cash is king. So he sat down, looked the salesperson in the eye, and proudly announced, "I'm paying cash. Give me your best price." The salesman smiled, and Travis felt like he'd just made a brilliant move. Meanwhile, Derek walked into the same dealership. But he did something different. He never mentioned cash. He asked about financing, asked about rates, asked about monthly payments, asked about loan options. The salesperson suddenly became far more flexible, more helpful, more motivated. An hour later, Derek and Travis both drove home in identical cars. Both felt victorious. But only one actually won. Because a week later, when they compared paperwork, Travis discovered something that made his stomach drop. He paid $2,400 more for the exact same car. Now, most people hear that story and assume there must be a catch. Maybe Derek bought a cheaper trim. Maybe Travis added options. Maybe one negotiated poorly. Nope, the difference wasn't the car. The difference was the dealership's incentives. And this is where things get fascinating. Most buyers think dealerships make most of their money selling cars. That's what we're conditioned to believe. You negotiate the price, shake hands, sign papers. Done, except that's not where the real money is. The sales floor is the movie trailer. The finance office is the movie. And almost nobody realizes it. The moment you finish negotiating, you're usually escorted into a small office, a desk, a computer, a stack of forms, and someone with a title that sounds harmless. Finance manager. Sounds administrative, sounds boring, sounds like paperwork. But here's the shocking truth. In many dealerships, the finance manager is the highest producing salesperson in the building. Not because they sell cars, because they sell profit. And that's where the machine begins. Think of a dealership like an iceberg. The car sale is the tiny part above water. Everything else is hidden below. The loan, the warranty, the insurance products, the service contracts, the financing reserve, the back-end products, the manufacturer incentives, the volume bonuses, the holdbacks. Most customers only see the tip. The dealership sees the whole iceberg. Let's imagine the dealership makes $800 selling the vehicle itself. Not bad. But then they finance the loan. Now they make more. Add an extended warranty, more profit. Add gap insurance, more profit. Add protection packages, more profit. By the end, the dealership may earn several times more from the finance office than from the car itself, which creates a huge problem. When Travis announced he was paying cash, he accidentally destroyed the most profitable part of the transaction. From the dealership's perspective, he wasn't a dream customer. He was a reduced profit customer, and suddenly their willingness to discount the vehicle disappeared because they needed to make their money somewhere. But here's the part that almost nobody talks about. Even when a dealership claims they're losing money, they often aren't. Because the visible sale price is only one layer. There are hidden layers beneath it. Manufacturer holdbacks, volume incentives, floor plan assistance, factory bonuses, allocation rewards, sales targets, customer satisfaction incentives, dealer reserves, back-end products, and more. Imagine an onion. Every layer you peel back reveals another source of revenue. The customer sees one number. The dealership sees 14. And this changes everything. Because suddenly, their behavior starts making sense. Why do prices magically improve at the end of the month? Why do dealers push financing so aggressively? Why do salespeople ask financing questions immediately? Because they're trying to identify how profitable you are before they negotiate. You're being categorized, not as a person, as a profit profile. In fact, it often starts before you even see a vehicle. A simple form. A simple question. Will you finance? Most people answer automatically. But that answer can influence the entire interaction. Because dealerships aren't just selling cars. They're evaluating opportunities. And once they think they know your profile, the negotiation changes. That's why two buyers can walk into the same building on the same day and receive dramatically different outcomes. So what should you actually do? Simple. Separate the car price from the financing discussion. Treat them as two completely different negotiations. First, negotiate the vehicle, not the monthly payment, not the financing, not the warranty, the vehicle. Get the lowest possible purchase price. Then evaluate financing. And here's the strategy many experienced buyers use. They allow the dealership to believe financing is still on the table. Because financing increases the dealership's expected profit, which often increases their flexibility. But here's the critical part. Before signing anything, read every page. Every page. You must understand, are there origination fees? Are there prepayment penalties? Are there mandatory products? Are there hidden costs? Because one sentence buried in the paperwork can erase all your savings. And almost nobody reads it. The biggest lesson isn't about cars. It's about money. Most people make financial decisions based on emotions. Cash feels powerful. Debt feels dangerous. And sometimes those instincts are right. But wealth isn't built on feelings. It's built on understanding incentives. The wealthy don't ask, what sounds smart? They ask, who benefits from this decision? And that single question changes everything. Because the moment you understand incentives, you stop being manipulated by them. You stop playing the game blindly. You start seeing the board. Travis wasn't stupid. In fact, he did exactly what millions of people would do. That's what makes this story so powerful. The mistake wasn't intelligence. The mistake was believing a financial myth. A myth repeated so often it feels like common sense. Cash isn't always king. Information is. Understanding incentives is. Knowing how the system works is, and the people who win financially aren't always the people with the most money. They're the people with the most understanding. If this video changed how you think about buying a car, comment below. Cash isn't king. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden math behind money, subscribe our channel Wealth Explainer 62, because the next financial advantage often isn't about earning more. It's about seeing what everyone else misses.